And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Vintage Story. And we are just about ready to set this up. So this thing generates 8 flux only. Only 8. Which I don't think is enough. Like, I don't think this thing is enough. So let's put down the hardened metal press. So this uses 4 flux. Okay, well that is good news. We might be able to squeeze some out of this. So this is a hardened metal plate or hardened metal press. So you can see in there 4 devices. I think it counts. Yeah, I think it counts the wires as devices too. I'm not sure, but this thing says takes heated ingots from input container on the left and stamps into metal plates, outputting them on the right. So what we need then is an input container that you can heat. Now you cannot heat ingots in a wooden chest. It makes sense, right? But you can have the output be a wooden chest. So what do you need to input? Well, the mod includes there it is, bronze item hatch. So we're gonna take that, and there's your bronze item hatch. That you can, an expensive 24 slot storage block, may be used within item heating, but it is quite inefficient. I don't know of a improved like iron. I don't think he has a new iteration of this. Pretty sure he does not. So, you know, that is what it is. So how do you heat them up? Well, that heater that we crafted, there it is. So this uses 16 flux. This uses 16 flux on its own, right? I think the MV version uses twice that at 32 flux. This, and we're gonna need the better copper cable, and we're gonna need steel screws. So we can't quite do that yet. So we're gonna need more primitive generators. We need 2 just to power this. So we need 2 more generators. So we want one there and one there. Which means we're going to need also 2 more Duvalakis. We're going to need 2 more of these. And then screws. I picked up some more stuff. So we got... Though it was a light temporal storm at the end of last episode, it wasn't anything to really write home about. We got, you know, a couple things, and it really didn't account to much. Okay, so those are those. I need 2 more. I need 1 more frame. And then we're going to go heater. No, not heater. We're going to go primitive electric generator. So 2 of these. 2 of these. 2 of these. Like I said, you go through a lot of screws. And then the simple screwdriver, which I always lose in my inventory because it looks like so many other things. Now, I need... And then I also need... I put my sticks away. I was trying to prevent myself from having to come all the way back here. But I need 2 more barrels. Which don't stack, by the way. I've already got some more pipe. Let's see. Anything else I might need? I've got a little bit of cable left, which is good. I I think I'm, oh yeah, I might need some, I think you have to use firewood in order to finish the fire pit. But then you can take it out. Yeah, like that. And I'm going to take that out. Put that in. All right. So those are all ready. I'm going to remove these. Take that out. That there. That there. Because I need access under here. I might as well have it look nice. All right. So the new generators, I think I placed facing this direction. Yes. And then the power like that. And then we need the barrels. And a barrel. And pipe. So now, remember, each of those is 50 liters, and this thing holds 312, and I wish I would have left a spot open there so I could peek up and see. So yeah, 418 liters is what we have left in there. All right, so let's get this baby heated up. And fire it up. No heat, and it takes a little while to get everything going. Takes heated ingots from input container and stamps into metal plates. So the first thing we want to do, because I want to tech up as fast as possible. So I want to make some steel. I want to make some steel plates. Oh, I can hear them. You hear them? All right. So, this water 2 out of 3. I'm not sure. I think that's them using water. Yeah, I think that's using water, that little sound effect. Okay. So what we're going to do is see if we can put those in there. Oh, you see the temperature going up? Let's see, how are we keeping up with this here? 39. Yeah, if it's not raining outside, it's very, very, very slow. 42. Oh. Look at that. How about that? We have steel plates. We should have 16 plates. I'm hopeful. And, you know, the animations, you know, some of the machines have animation. It's again, it's very, I mean, it's functional, but not well polished. Let's put it that way. You know, all the little frilly bits always take more time than the actual mod itself. Okay, there we have 2 stacks of steel plates, and it's always nice if you have a little smelting area, it's always nice to have some water nearby, just so you can say, hey, you know, warm up the swimming pool a little bit. So now we have steel plates, which is glorious. We have steel plates. So the next tier of power is the boiler block, which requires a heat source and a water source, and will create steam, right? But it uses a ton of steel, just a ton of steel. So right now, I think there is a way to get steel screws. I think it's like the lathe. Let's go in. There's not a lot of help with the game, with the mod, which is why I'm trying to do what I'm doing, to help people get into it. But it's another use for the steel screws, or the screw molds that I have. So if you make 4 of these, it's like 2 1/4 stacks of screws. So that's 4, 8, 12. That's 16 ingots worth of steel. And if you have my mods, you can easily do this. You need some coal coke. And let's see, coal coke, and then you need to break down the steel ingots into bits with a chisel, and then go to one of these and say, hey, oh, come on, there we go. So you can see 16 units of steel ingot, and I caught it just as it was dying. So now that we have coke in there, coke burns in my mod set at 1900 degrees, and these melt at 1502. So these will get made. I'll be able to pour and get some steel screws. I'll have to ask Quentin or the guy behind QP Tech how steel screws are automated. What machine is it? Because it's not obvious. It's not obvious which machine it goes for. But steel plates can also be used in the temporal rifts. So I would need 4 of these with some glass. Yeah, I would definitely need 4 of these. Oh, and I need some lead bits. Yeah, I need to smelt up some lead. Let's see how bismuth bronze is done smelting, and my copper. I poured these between episodes, because it takes a few minutes to actually pour these. It's funny. And I have some bismuth bronze ready to go, because I'm a little low, and we don't have any lighting over there, so I wanted to make a couple chandeliers, and I used all the ingots to make the metal blocks for the water tower that I have over there. Okay. And I'll pour these. I'll pour these in between episodes, because these have to go in here, and 4,000 units of metal. You pour about 30 per tick or so, maybe even 30 per second. So it takes about a minute and a half to actually pour one of those. So the steel is going to get made, and then what are we going to do with it? Let's see. Boiler is going to use. That's 4 plates. I could make the sheet roller, but that is a whole lot. Like I said, the amount of steel that we're going to need is going to be crazy. I can't get into any of that stuff until I get the boiler and the generator and the turbine. Those 3 is what you're going to need to generate the next level of power. And then we're going to need, not the mixer, what is it? Industrial, Yeah, the Crucible Chamber makes the small industrial crucible. So that is basically an iron part, but it needs a lot of heat, and it needs quite a lot of stuff to get into that. A lot of power, a lot of heat, and a lot of power. So what we could do, I mean, lathe. No, the sheet roller takes metal plates and outputs two. So that would actually double. That would actually double our metal sheet production, which would be really nice. Oh, you need steel rods too? Wow. Yeah, like I said, you need a lot of steel for these machines. Unfortunately, the mod is basically balanced. It's basically balanced backwards. In order to get the next tier of stuff, you need a ton of really high-level materials. So it's really hard to get that much steel stuff in order to get more steel stuff. Like, it's bizarrely balanced. Let me just put it that way. Just the sheer amount of steel that you need in order to make it work. Let's go make sure we're not going to run out of power here. All right, yeah, we're good. So what other plates might we want? And as you get more and more stuff automated, as you get more of those machines, you can just daisy chain them together. So you can have ingots made into rods and made into screws, and you can have a whole assembly line that make all of that stuff all in a row, which is really nice. You can have a line that just makes plates. Then you could have a line that makes screws. Then you could have a line that makes rods, and then, you know, just so on and so on. You need a lot of power and a lot of machinery for it, but you can have pretty automated processes. And this steel is taking forever and a day to smelt up. So yeah, once this steel is done, I'm gonna pour it into for screws, and then we may get into let's look into, let's see, steel plate goes into steel sheets, which goes into machine hulls. Wow, yeah, 4 steel sheets, and then steel screws. So yeah, you don't need to drill. Interestingly enough, you don't need to drill, just like you did with the other one. You don't need to drill the plates. So that is, I guess, an inconsistency. Then we need to look at copper cable, and we need to look at liquid rubber, which is resin and powdered sulfur. So now you know why I was grinding up sulfur over here. We have powdered sulfur, and let's look at resin. So let's look at resin, liquid rubber. Oh, you just craft. Oh, wait. I thought it was a barrel craft. Liquid rubber. Huh. So, this and this. 40 milliliters. That hurts. Considering what it costs. I mean, yeah, considering what it costs. Cable extruder. Oh, you need a circuit board for that? Good lord. Braided wire is fine. Liquid rubber. Yeah, 40 milliliters is a horrible, horrible ratio. Do not use that at all. You want to borrow a crucible and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cracked crucible of liquid rubber. Boink. Then you take some braided wire, which is normal wire, I think, through a thing with a screwdriver. Yes, so we need 5 of this. 5 of these. And then craft them with this, and you get 5 cables out of it. But you lose, you notice the crucible is gone. The crucible is no more. Oh, there's my steel. Excellent. So yeah, my molds work really well. This will give me a supply of some steel screws to get us started. I want to try to build up to use the machinery to craft more steel, because then I could craft many, many, many stacks of steel. With all the stuff that I've, gotten and processed thus far, the sky's the limit to that. But obviously I'm going to need some rods. I'm going to need, let's see, rod. So I'm going to need a rod mold. And I'm going to need, I don't think a screw mold is going to help me. Mold, heavy mold, screws. Insert in a metal press to change recipe. Molds are not returned. So yeah, if you want like that heavy mold that we have out, or that heavy press that we have out there, I do not want to right click that with this poor guy, because that would just negate my ability to make plates. Okay, we don't need that much coke in there. That would be a waste. And that I'll pour in between episodes, so that's fine. So because we're going to be going through quite a few crucibles, what I think I'm going to do, we're going to be making a clay former, right? Clay former, and then we're going to make a kiln. An electric kiln. Oh my God, look at all the stuff in here. Where would that be? Why is this? Like, is there a reason why kiln comes up in all of these? Fire, okay, yep, fire in a pit kiln, that's why. Electric. That's the clay former. Kiln, there it is. Yep. Electric kiln. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour these out, and I'm going to get some stuff prepped for what we need. Let's put away that and some of this. I just want to I'm trying to keep my inventory, relatively clean. It's kind of a losing battle at this point. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.